Hey guys, it's Kelsey and back with another scrapbooking process video, and this is one of Lisa Harmon's recent layouts using Boho Baby. I remember when I first got this collection, I was kind of flipping through every page I can find of people who had already used this collection to get some ideas and get some inspiration, and I remember her layout really stood out as one I really liked. I really love how much embellishment she kind of has piled along the horizontal, how she used so many of the banners, how she doodled her border, and so I really thought I would just kind of go off on my own and do my own layout, but I really wanted on this particular layout to pull in different elements from that layout since I loved it so much. So I just wanted to make sure I noted that and showed you the original, so hopefully you can see where I pulled in different things. From this page, pretty much I knew I wanted to scrapbook these two pictures of Avery and Boo and Sue, which is my mom and Mike's dogs, big dogs, other than Kevin. And he just looks so, I mean, he is small, but these dogs are so giant. He looks even smaller. And I just really was excited to scrapbook this one. So basically, they're on a blanket that's on the hardwood floors. And I had scraps from the wood grain paper I've been using a lot this month. So, I decided just to pull in the wood grain scraps I already had to one of my new 12 by 12s I haven't used yet. So I have a lot of pink papers piling up for the end of the month because I've been pulled so much towards a lot of the blue and the yellows. So I really wanted to use a pink 12 by 12 on this one to go ahead and get one of them used up. So I'm thinking that that heart print will be my background, and I'll have this wood grain scrap run horizontally across the page and have my two photos kind of sitting in the middle on the wood grain. Um, so that's what I'm starting with. I know right away that's what I want my 12 by 12 to be. So I'm going to go ahead and piece it together. I can't help myself. The wood grain scrap's going to be covering up like a 3 by 12 piece of the heart paper. So I am going to piece this together on a scrap piece of black paper, um, so that I can gut that section of the pink that's going to be covered by the wood grain anyways. So it just takes me a minute to kind of piece all of this together. But basically, once I have this done, that's my 12 by 12. I really don't do any other paper layers. It's just embellishing. I really wanted to pile some embellishment to kind of fill out that horizontal uh, field, if you will, of the wood grain on either side of the photos and just kind of compose my layout that way. I really didn't have a plan other than I knew the end result, kind of the look I wanted to go for. So this is my roundabout way of putting this 12 by 12 together, and now I'm saving the rest of that pink for another page. So this is now what I'm working from. I have my two photos that I've already trimmed into 4 by 4s and matted on white. I really like this cut apart frame, but I really wasn't going to use it as a frame. But I loved the way it looked tucked into the photo. So I just cut it in half and tucked either end on each photo. That way I could use the whole element. And I really kind of liked that. Usually I don't like symmetrical layouts. But for this page, for whatever reason, I was really drawn to like add the same thing on either side, but the elements were slightly different, so it still kind of made it cool. So I have the stack of books, the potted plant, and the bunny to the right, and then I have this the block of the wood blocks to the left. And so that's kind of how I decided to keep adding elements, was kind of play off of what was there already. I knew on one of these sides I wanted to do a glassine bag and a doily for some texture and some layers, and to make one of the sides kind of different. I didn't want it to be too symmetrical, but that's kind of why I decided to go ahead and pull in those elements. I know kind of as I'm piecing that these are where these elements are going to stay, and I'm just going to add more on top of it. So I actually am going to go ahead and start gluing things as I go. I usually kind of wait to glue until I'm more secure that's where stuff is going to go. But I know there's going to be a lot of piling of embellishments, so I decided I like how it's looking. I'm going to go ahead and commit and then just keep adding more. There's definitely a lot of elements from like the chipboard sheet and the sticker sheet that I'm worried I'm not going to get used up. So I want to make sure I get some of those elements on this page. So I'm excited to get those pulled in. But I know this glassine bag and the doily are going to go over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and get those tucked in so I can keep building. I know there's a couple white elements on top of each other there, so I'm thinking there's several tags that I can kind of tuck one of them in the glassine bag to help break up all of that white that's suddenly added right there. But I like the mix in the textures and everything. I thought about adding blue, but I'm like, you know what? We're going for this pink on this page. We're just going to go for it and add pink. Because I did already glue down these different elements, I am kind of trying to work around the glue that's already securing this other stuff. So you can see where I'm tearing chunks out of these tags so it can slide in around the glue, because I just was not feeling having to pull everything back up and then stick it all back down again. I'm sorry, there's a big truck going by the window. If you can hear that, feels really nice outside, so my windows are open, but hopefully it doesn't get too loud. So sorry about that. But I do have the sticker of this alphabetical letterboard in this maroon color. That's a really loud truck. I think that's the garbage can. Hang on a minute. I'm going to wait till it goes by and I will come back. I think they're gone. So we're going to continue. I do still have a little one title piece in the chipboard, and I thought it nestled really nicely up here by this tag and this doily. So I'm thinking I'm going to add that there. I love that, especially because Avery looks so tiny next to these big dogs. I kind of think it accentuates that a little bit. So I did add that there, but I don't really like how the title goes up like so much higher than this other embellishment and this tag and this doily. So that's when I kind of decide I want to add a second tag behind the doily and behind this first tag, just to layer them a little bit and to add a little bit more contrast. That first tag was that light pink and it blended in a lot with the background. So adding this darker pink behind it helps with that contrast and helps you kind of see the other elements that are already there better. So I like that too. And I think that makes the title look like it's nestled in a little bit better and kind of like a better size. So that's what I'm thinking. I like how horizontally this is looking. I did decide to add a chipboard rattle, just to add some more pink into the open space of the frame down there. And now I'm looking for a couple other elements to layer on top of what I already have. So there's a chipboard piece I added that kind of mimics the bunny on the right side with a little bear, which I think is really cute and has a banner and a rainbow. So now to the left, next to the wood blocks, I added a chipboard element of more wood blocks. So it's again just emphasizing and kind of layering on top of other elements that are similar, which I like. But I love how in Christy's layout she had multiple banners on her page, and I kind of felt like with this banner on the chipboard piece I added to the right, I wanted a banner to the left as well. So I kind of went back and forth on the two banner options I had on the sticker sheet, but in the end I decided to use the same kind of banner that was on the right and do this triangular bunting. So I'm going to add that sticker there too. But now you can kind of see where this awkward gap between the two banners underneath these photos. And I kind of thought if I wanted to add more embellishment or whatnot, but in the end I thought it would make more sense to sneak in a little title there. I already have the little one chipboard piece, but I did just want to say the name of the dogs, just so when Avery's older and he's looking through these and the dogs maybe aren't around anymore once he's older, I can have their names. So I did just use some white foam alphas and say Boo and Sue. And now I'm just adding some raw twine to my tags. I thought with the wood grain elements on this page and there being a lot of pink, I wanted more of a natural raw twine instead of using like white and black or the yellow I'd been using a lot this month. So that's why I went with that option instead. And then I kind of wanted a finishing confetti kind of touch on this page too. And there's a lot of pink heart die cuts that come in this collection. So I thought I would just do one over by the bunny and then two up there by the title. And I think that is balanced really nicely. And at this point, I'm trying to see if I want it to be done or not. I thought maybe the hearts could be my finishing touch. But there still seems like this upper right-hand corner of this page is just too open, like there's too much. So first I kind of went back to Christy's original because I really liked how she doodled around her page. So I'm like, well, maybe if I doodle around my page, it'll kind of pull everything together, which it does. I think this adds so much to this page. And I used to do this a lot because Mercy Tiara used to always doodle on her pages, and I really, really loved that and picked it up from her. But I haven't done it so much anymore, and I don't know why, because I love the way it looks. It just kind of makes the page more personal, having that kind of doodly element. but it still looked a little too plain up there. So I decided to, yeah, go ahead, add another cluster up there. I did cover up a lot of this wood grain that's going along the bottom of the page, so I thought maybe I could make a little wood grain fishtail banner to add some more wood grain in up there, but then again emphasize some more pink and get another element I thought it would be difficult to use from the sticker sheet used up. So there's this pink bunny. Like this page is all the pink, so I might as well. So I'm popping this bunny up on some foam. And that's really all I added there. I thought about maybe adding some more to that cluster, but I kind of feel like that's all I needed to really kind of round out this page. I didn't want to make it too complicated because there is a lot kind of going on within the different layered clusters at the bottom. I definitely didn't do as much layering as Christy. I really like the amount of layering that Christy got on her page, but I think about at this point, I kind of started to look good to me, so I decided to call it. But these are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.